For those who don't know you, could you introduce yourself? And also just let you tell us like your pronouns and everything.
All right. Hi everyone. I'm Atlas Moonshine. I use he/him pronouns. I am a Mothman that focuses solely on playing surreal psychedelic games like Yumeniki or like LSD Dream Emulator. Just those really weird, trippy games.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
you cut off for a second.
oh, but yeah, that's just kind of what I focus on. Hmm. I mean, I guess there's not really much more to say besides that.
You also do those cool surreal art streams. I know you did one with like a tarot deck one time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I'm actually really close to finishing that. Every time I go to like finish the last of the suits or whatever
Mhm.
of the minor arcana, I just keep being like, man, I kind of want to play this game though. I just
Yeah.
keep pushing it off. I'll most likely. I guess it's because I don't want to like finish it because it's like feels like it's like kind of ending this whole like create like long thing I was working on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess it kind of feels like sad to say like goodbye to it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's always the hard part with those things sometimes.
Right.
It do be like that. But so yeah, so going on to like the questions, I guess like, because we were going to talk about the topic of just, being someone who's LGBT identifying, and also like how VTuber and being a VTuber can go in a mix of that. So I guess my first question for you is, when did you like first realize your identity? Like, when did you first really start like seeing that something was like off, or at least that something was different?
um, for me, so I'm a trans man,
Mm,
and I actually like pretty much always like kind of had these feelings like growing up. Like, I guess the earliest feelings I've had about it was like probably like first grade. So like, what age are you supposed to be in first grade? Like
so probably like
7?
four or
Like,
five.
oh, yeah, probably then.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it didn't really start like the dysphoria and stuff didn't really start like kicking in until like I was 11.
Uh,
Yeah, because that's like when like puberty and stuff started happening, and it's like that's when it all went downhill from there.
yeah, like for myself, I know like I started noticing stuff was off, like in a sense that like I always wanted to hang out with my sisters when they were like, I remember my sisters were like super into like NSYNC back in the day. I'm gonna age myself here. They were super into like NSYNC, and I remember I
Mm.
like really liked the songs too, and I really wanted to like join them and like dancing to NSYNC and everything. And whenever I would try to join them, they would just kind of like, they always like were kind of like, you're a boy, like why are you doing this? And they would kind of poke fun at me for it, and I was just like, eh. And like I remember
There,
there was like little things when I was little. It's just like little stuff like that, and it's like I never like explicitly see that as like, oh yeah, I want to be a girl, but it was like I would get like little like small instances like that.
yeah, definitely. Like that's how it was with me too. Like growing up, like I've always liked hanging out with like my brothers, and
Uh-huh.
like and like growing up, like I've always like had like guy friends, but like it was also weird because like I'd be kind of weirdly like competitive with them too, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was that kid when like the teacher's like, can I get someone strong to lift these chairs for me? And I'll be like, I would be like lifting as much as my little baby arms could possibly could.
Yeah.
And like I would like constantly like have like arm wrestling contests and stuff, and like it was a lot of fun, but like also it was like, my god. Chill.
Yeah. Yeah. So you said like it kind of started from like a really early age.
Hmm.
Now when did you start like identifying like that as like, or when you first realized those feelings were like trans feelings?
Um. Okay, so it's kind of weird because okay, so I thought about it, but I didn't really realize it back when whenever Caitlyn Jenner came out, whenever that was, because but
2015,
I
or was it 20? It was 2017, maybe. It was 2015, 2017. I
yeah,
remember.
I mean
Yeah.
somewhere along that line. Yeah, but the weird thing was though, I didn't even realize at the time. All I thought was, man, why would anybody want to be a girl? And I actually I actually was kind of mad because I was like, man, why would you not want to be a guy? That's why?
Yeah.
And then I proceeded to not realize until till maybe freshman year of high school. So a couple years afterwards, I'm like, wait a minute. And then I didn't start experimenting with presentation and stuff till a couple of years ago, actually, 2, 3 years ago.
Uh.
And then well, no, 4 years ago, because I properly came out 2 years ago.
Uh. Now, so was that like while you were in high school, or?
Yeah, that was when I was in high school. I started experimenting during late sophomore year, early junior year.
Uh. And how was that recepted with your peers? Like, were they cool with it, or did you get like a lot of like, or did you get like a lot of shit from people?
Oh, people didn't really care too much because they just kind of assumed that I was a butch lesbian, so they didn't really care too much. Um, I did I did get called a couple slurs in the hallways before, and uh there has been some not so fun bathroom experiences, but other than that, with peers, okay, so with classmates, it's fine, but strangers in the hallway, bad.
Uh. Yeah, and it's always the strangers in the hallways that get you. I know. I used to get like shoved and like pushed and all that sort of stuff in the hallways. Like someone would just
Yeah.
like go and like push me, and or try to trip me, stuff like that. Like that would happen quite frequently.
For me, it never got physical or anything. Well,
uh,
except for in the bathroom, but in the hallway, it was just name calling. Luckily, well,
mhm.
not really luckily, but
Yeah. So like when you were so like you're kind of discussing like you were bringing up like bathroom experiences. What bathroom did you use at that time? Did you use the female bathroom or the male bathroom?
Um, I used the female bathroom because because I was worried I wouldn't pass, but
Hmm.
also I was worried about about rumors getting spread because I was still in the closet at that time because I wasn't out uh in high school. In high school I was just basically a butch lesbian because my sisters also went to the same high school I did.
Yeah.
So so basically I didn't want to be out in high school for because I was scared that the information was going to reach them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So it's like you didn't want to come out because if you had to like out yourself at school, you had to out yourself to them by proxy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could sort of understand that because it was like that with my family too. Because I went to high school with just my brother at the time, but it was like if word got to him, he would end up telling my family because my brother can't hold a secret. He's very
Yeah.
he's very like open mouth like talkative. Um,
Yeah.
and he was that kid who would like always tell on you. Like he couldn't keep anything in. He couldn't keep anything in.
Yeah.
So I
Same here.
knew, yeah, I knew. I was like, okay, if he knew, everyone would know. you know?
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. That's how it was with me too.
Yeah. Um so when you came out as trans, was this while you were still in high school or?
Yes, it was. It it was like the end of junior year, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Y- Yeah, because like, yeah, because I didn't. Well, like, uh, yeah, this like come out story wasn't very fun though.
No.
Like, yeah, it didn't really go the greatest.
Oh, so it was just like you had like was it just kids weren't like being
Oh no no oh no! I didn't come out. Well, I didn't come out to the school in high school because like, okay, so when I came out at home, my parents didn't want me to come out at school because they were scared of my sisters getting bullied.
mm,
So I had to stay in. So I had to stay in the closet.
at
In
school?
school, yeah, at school, and I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't start like actually like living as myself until I left home for college.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I know, like, with high school, going through a transition in high school can make things really complicated. Because
Yeah.
on top of that, like, sometimes, like, high schools will kind of will like be really hard on the bathroom situation. I've had a friend who came out while she was in high school, and you know she was going through like the transitioning process. I think she even got hormones before she graduated,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, but I know the school was really hard on her with the bathroom situation. Basically, they told her like, yeah, you could either use the nurse's bathroom or like the staff bathroom. Like they basically were just improvised unisex bathrooms. They weren't even unisex bathrooms. They were just the family bathrooms that didn't have like a gender marker on it. And there was only two of them in the school that she had to go to, and they were both around the same spot of the school. So it just made things really hard for her. And I
Yeah, that's.
remember, yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
I remember she had to like she actually brought she actually sued the school and brought them to court and everything, and it
Oh
was
wow.
yeah, it was a huge thing, and she ended up winning the case.
Oh nice.
But it wasn't until way after she graduated that happened.
Yes, something similar happened with an acquaintance. He was the president of the LGBT club. He was a trans man, and he was only allowed to use the staff bathrooms as well. He was like given a key to like use the staff bathrooms, but I think it was just the one because it's just that one key. So
Yeah,
yeah, so I didn't really talk to him too much, but like I imagine it was pretty difficult.
yeah, yeah. Like it definitely made things hard, and it's something I never went through myself because I didn't come out as trans until actually after I finished college. I waited till after college because that way, if for whatever reason my family objected to it, I was fully independent. I could tell them, nah, I'm doing my thing, you know, like
Yeah.
because I don't know, when I came out as trans, I wanted to start I wanted to kind of start right away
Mm,
into like the hormones and everything, and I kind of just put it in the back of my mind until then.
yeah.
But what was coming out like for you? I know you said the story wasn't too fun. Like, would you
Okay.
be able to talk about that?
Yeah. So, I didn't really get to come out like of my own accord.
Mm.
Okay, so like, my parents like kind of noticed I've been like dressing more masculine and stuff, and they like, essentially like one day they just kind of not really cornered, but like cornered, cornered me, and were like, they basically like kind of dragged me out of the closet, and
Uh-huh.
then and then when I came out to them, they called the whole family down and like forced me to come out of the spot like right there.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't it wasn't very
So
fun because I didn't get to like mentally prepare or anything. So
they just
like I did
had you
not
come
feel
out to
ready.
everyone
Yeah,
in
like I
person?
did not. Yeah, in person. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like they called everyone. They called everyone down. Had like a family meeting in the kitchen, and like I just had to like say it right then and there.
Wow, and I imagine at the time you felt like really panicked.
Yeah, it was not. It was not fun. Yeah, I was not ready at all. Like nothing.
Yeah, because I literally can feel the secondhand discomfort there. I remember when I came out to my parents, it was like, so actually I came out to, I kind of came out one parent at a time. I came out to my mom. I basically, I was so nervous about this. I actually wrote a letter and just like I did like the letter thing. I wrote a letter and just like explained the whole shibizzle because I knew she wouldn't understand. I knew she wouldn't understand. So I was just like, I gotta write a letter. I gotta explain everything, and I'm literally too scared to talk to her. I'm too scared to talk to her about it. I can't even talk about it. I not only was I scared, I also was a little shameful at the time. I was a little ashamed of it a little bit. So like I wrote a letter, and I remember I couldn't. I was too nervous to actually just leave it on like her coffee table or anything. So I ended up doing like this half-ass thing where like I called her out. No, I remember I texted her. I was like, "Hey, can we like talk, in the next 15 minutes? Like, can we like talk somewhere, like private?" And she's like, "Sure." And I never. She knew something was really up because I never ever did this to her ever in my life. And so she took me outside, and I gave her this letter, and like it was hard because she literally like as she was reading it, she was crying right in front of me, and I was like, oh no, oh no, and it was. And she was like asking me questions. She was just like, "Yeah, I don't, And it was hard because at first she was like, "Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be able to see you like this. I don't think, I don't think the family's gonna accept you like this. I feel like your dad's gonna have a really bad reaction to it." And she suggested that if I come out to I'll have to come out to my dad soon. She told me I had to come out to him soon because she didn't want to keep it a secret too long, and so I had to schedule a therapy appointment and have my dad go with me. So I had to so I basically did the same thing where I brought my dad with me to a therapy appointment, and I gave him the same letter I gave my mom. And honestly, my dad was super cool with it. I was expecting him to be really bad with it, but he was actually just like, "Oh yeah, this actually makes total sense. No, this is cool. This is cool." And we hugged each other, and then we got Mongolian buffet afterwards.
Oh,
and,
nice.
Yeah, we had a nice filling dinner. So it was like it was good, but I know oh gosh. So like I know like coming out stories, like my coming out story is a little rough, but honestly over time my family started becoming really accepting, and they got my corner. Though sometimes they're still like confused about it, and sometimes I have to like remind them like of some things. I remember last time, actually earlier this week, I went out to a dinner with my mom, and I was like, "Hey, like I need to use the bathroom." And my mom just like leaned forward and she whispered and she's like, "What bathroom do you use?" And I'm like, "Look at me, Mom. I got fucking tits. I'm gonna use the women's bathroom." like, I'm not like if I walked into the men's bathroom, I'm gonna get chased out. That actually happened to me a couple times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, when I was still trying to mail pass, I was trying to mail pass up until my 9th month of HRT when I literally no longer could. Like the 7 to 9 month range of my HRT, I was literally just like almost always getting chased out of the bathroom, or like having guys just being like, "You're not supposed to be in here," or I'd open the door and someone would be walking in and they would literally turn back and be like, "Oh wait, wrong restroom, I gotta go to the other one," and they would go to the women's bathroom and then just be like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah, that's happened to me like so many times that like A girl would like go in, and then she'd like turn around and like look at the signs correct, and then she'll be like, "Oh, it is correct," and go back in.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was like moments like that were super validating to me, but also like really embarrassing and awkward. I kind of thought it was funny too, though. Part of me kind of misses those moments where like I would just like completely fuck with someone.
Yeah, it's weird because like on one hand it's really validating, but on the other hand it's like really scary too, because it's like, oh no, there's a man in the woman's bathroom, so it's like
Yeah.
scary as hell.
Yeah, I'd imagine on your end it was really scary, because on my end it really wasn't, because it was like, I don't know, it's kind of strange how like the double standard is like, and how as trans people we get to see and experience both ends of it.
Yeah, because like people are like really aggressive in the bathroom too, seriously, like majority of the time if I could I just hold it, because like bathrooms are honestly like the scariest part.
Yeah, honestly, I still kind of do, just on the premise that, man, public bathrooms are gross. They're so disgusting, and let me tell you, female restrooms, like, this is a secret most girls won't tell, but female bathrooms are actually really disgusting.
Yeah,
they are not clean. You would think they're cleaner,
not.
but they're not. Like,
no, they're terrifying.
Like, people, I guess, like, I heard it's because of, like, the hover thing. Apparently, a lot of girls, like, they'll, like, hover over, and I don't want to get too into detail, but, like, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, and also, like, products, too, like, all
Yeah.
over the place. Not fun.
Yeah, not
Like,
at
there's
all.
a bin next to the toilet for a reason.
Yes, exactly.
My god.
Yeah. So, does VTubing, like, help you at all in terms of, like, realizing your identity or expressing it?
Definitely, like, expressing it, because, okay, so I've kind of had, like, a kind of a journey with, like, VTubing, too. Because I've been out, since I started VTubing, like, before then. So, like, so I guess this was, like, another way to experiment experiment a bit. But, like, I actually, like, I started VTubing, like, as a femboy because, partially because I was kind of scared of how, like, the VTubing community would, like, react to, like, if I have, like, a masculine model, but my voice doesn't match, and, like, I felt like I was worried that, like, people would be, not very nice about it, especially because I know how the anime community can be sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I went with the femboy model, at first, because I felt like people would be more accepting. It's like, because they're like, oh, yeah, that's just a femboy trying to sound feminine. Like, people actually thought that, like, people actually thought that I was doing, like, voice training to sound more feminine. Because they thought, like, because they thought I was a cis man. But,
yeah.
And also, but, like, over time, I kind of felt like it was, like, kind of made me, like, not uncomfortable, but I felt like I could, like, do better, you know? Like more masculine, you know? So that's kind of why I picked, like, a more masculine model. But also, like, at the same time, like, also, too, at the same time, like, going with the femboy model actually kind of helped me, like, cope, kind of, with, like, femininity. Because before VTubing, like, I was, like, practically, like, allergic to, like, skirts and, like, all that. Like, skirts, pink, and, like, everything feminine, like, practically, like, allergic to it. But, like, my models wore skirts and stuff, and, like, it just kind of, like, reminded me that, like, hey, you can be, like, a man and wear skirts, it's fine.
Yeah.
So now I don't really mind, like, girly stuff now, so it's kind of, like, was kind of, like, therapeutic, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, it's actually kind of similar for me, too, because, like, I know, like, for myself, you know, I made Emberly into this sort of, like, tomboy look, and, like, I mean, it's something that's always sort of appealed to me, but like I would always have a hard time pulling it off. Like I always wanted to have like a really cool like short haircut, for instance. But
Yeah.
like I could never get myself to do it because I have long hair IRL
Hmm.
to hide my facial structure, because my facial structure, I feel like my facial bones are too strong, but honestly, everyone I talk to about it, they're like, yo, like I don't even see what you're talking about, you know, because as trans people, we see people that things that like about ourselves that people just don't see, you know, because
Hmm.
that's just how dysphoria be like, you know.
Yeah.
So like being able to rock like sort of a masculine look through my avatar like definitely made helped me come to terms of like masculinity, and made me accept like, hey, like, you know, there are some things that you can you know, that there are some things gosh, what was I gonna say? I was distracted for a second. um it made me come to terms that like, yeah, you can be masculine and be a female.
Hmm.
Like it, like having that expression is okay. It is okay to look a little masculine as a female, and honestly, like it can be really attractive too. Like tomboys can be pretty high tier, I would
Hmm.
say.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know, um, like freaking, you know, like tomboy Outback Steakhouse sort of style.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, for me, it was like mostly like a little bit of that and a little bit of like coming to terms with like my sexuality too, because like
Hmm.
I had this weird sort of thing where like when I before I came out as trans, and I don't know if like you experienced something similar, but like when I came out as trans, my sexuality changed in a sense that like I thought I was a gay and like exclusively attracted to males, and then after I came out, I started like, I don't know, something happened. I don't know if it was the estrogen or what, but I started like noticing females and noticing other girls, and like that like really bothered me for a while, and I was really ashamed of it, because there's the whole like thing where like trans females like they tend to feel like predatory in female spaces, and like
Hmm.
when you're attracted to women, that like that really escalates that feeling, that bad feeling. And
Yeah.
so like that's kind of what happened with me, and it took me a long time to accept that, okay, I'm attracted to women, that doesn't make me predatory, that's not like, and it's not, honestly, not even that a big deal. And I was really ashamed of it for a while, and my boyfriend even helped me really come to terms with it too. So he was super good and super supportive about it, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, something similar did happen because like I was like convinced that like I was a lesbian. Like I was like, I don't like I don't like men at all that.
Hmm.
But then like I came out and I kind of realized that like I kind of avoided like uh kind of avoided men because like I was kind of scared of like being seen as like the woman in the relationship, you know? So like because like I look feminine, so like I guess people would assume that like I'm a girl because like I'm with them or something. I don't know. But like I kind of realized that like I guess I like when I came out like I like became more like comfortable kind of exploring like my sexuality more and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny because like I actually the same exact thing happened to me for the same reason. Because for myself, like I always avoided women because I didn't want to be seen as like the male in the relationship. I didn't want to be seen as the guy in a relationship. Because the thing
Yeah.
that comes with like same sex relationships is like, and this happened when, you know, I was with guys. You know, people would ask like, "Oh yeah, who's the guy? Who's the girl?" Like jokingly, and I remember like
Yeah.
I would jump in and be like, "I'm the girl, I'm the girl," you know?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did that too. I did that too, and uh, like what would happen? Like my girlfriend would be like, that's not how same sex relationships work," and then I'm like, yeah, that's not how it works at all. By the way, I'm the guy.
yeah, yeah. It's like it was like there's a term for this. It's called being an egg. It was like a really eggy thing of me to say, to just be like, yeah, I'm the girl in a relationship, like,
Yeah.
because it's not like I don't think it's like super normal for like guys in like say in same sex relationships to jump in and be like, yes, I'm the girl in the relationship, you know,
Yeah.
like maybe jokingly or maybe like sarcastically or something like that, but you know. It's like something like that. It's like, it should have tipped something to me back then. Yeah. Oh gosh, my voice is going. I've been talking a lot today, but yeah, I've been. I was trying to think. My mind is like completely blank right now.
I feel that.
So yeah, like there was a lot I was kind of going through there. So where would you say you're at right now with your like transition? Are you like going through hormone therapy? Did you get like your name changed or anything like that?
I'm like I have my name changed in the school files and stuff, but like I don't have like a legal name change yet.
Uh.
I haven't started hormones either because my parents aren't like don't really want me to.
Mhm.
So like I'm kind of not, even though I want to, but like I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, not really far. I'm just like I'm like presenting masculine and like using my chosen name like around school and stuff, and like that's pretty much it.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean it sucks. It sucks to hear about the hormones though, because that was my big fear. Was like I would come out and like my parents would try and stop me from it. You know.
That's exactly
and
what
like
I was going through.
and like my family still gets concerned about it. Like they for some reason they're like concerned that like it's gonna really fuck with my health, but it's just like yo, like the hormones that I use are literally bioidentical. Like the estrogen I do injections. So like I inject myself with estrogen once a week.
Yeah.
I jokingly call it my gender fluid. And well, actually, I don't inject it. I have my boyfriend inject it for me because it turns out stabbing yourself is really fucking hard. And it's not like I'm not phobic of needles. I'm not scared of needles. It's just like the first couple times I did, I try to do it by myself. I actually would end up like eviscerating myself because I would be like shaking and I would have to like really force myself to do it because like your body will try to like push yourself back from like stabbing yourself. You know, it's a reflex. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, like hey, like your brain, like my brain's telling me like, hey, you know, you're stabbing yourself. Don't stab yourself. But I'm like, I'm supposed to stab myself to inject this medication that I need. And so like I would have this hesitation and I would be shaking and like by the time I have the needle in me, I would have already been like wiggling it around and like it would be moving around and it caused a lot of bleeding because you're not supposed to move the needle while it's inside you. So that was a bad time. So I just have either my boyfriend or someone else inject it for me because I don't know. I just can't. I mean, there will eventually come a day I'll have to inject it by myself, but I'm just gonna wait for that day to come. You know,
Don't worry about it right now.
yeah. I only started injections about 6 to 8 months ago, something like that. Like I didn't start it too long ago because it was just the pills. Like the pills were good. It's just it didn't like I don't know. My estrogen levels were still kind of low, and I was just like I want something a little better. I also didn't like taking testosterone blockers. So
yeah.
I was like, and with the injections, you only have to do it once a week, so I don't have to like remember pills or anything. Like I have a horrible time remembering pills. I even have like one of these like one of those like weekly hormone like the weekly pill things, and I still forget once in a while. So yeah, I'm like super forgetful with my meds, so I have to. So just the injections work a lot better for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But uh, but yeah, when you were in college, you said like you started I guess being more open about like being trans. Tell me a little bit how that was like for you, and like how your peers handled that, as well as like your professors.
My peers and professors were actually really really accepting. I've yet to like experience anything negative. Um, it's honestly like felt like really freeing, like finally being able to like kind of be myself, you know? Cause
Mm-hmm.
like back at home and like during like high school and stuff, like I was like a nervous wreck. Like I have like anxieties, but like it was just like anxiety to like the 10th level. Like I'd seriously like have like at least one panic attack like a week.
Mm.
Like it was not fun because it was just like a constant kind of like weight on your back, you know. So like literally every like little thing that goes wrong just ends up being like the straw that like breaks your back.
Yeah.
So when when I like went to college, like that weight was like gone, well like mostly gone, because like I finally get to like present the way I want. So like I was like I don't have like any panic attacks like when I'm at college and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's honestly like really really freeing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just you feel more free in college. So because of that, you know, your panic attacks generally have been less, and it's been generally much better experience for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like my like mental health has been like so much better since I went to college.
Yo, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know like for myself, like I started transitioning in 2017. I was in my senior year of college. I was actually my last semester when I started really like presenting. So like I was kind of like experimenting my senior. I mean, I've always experimented in college. Like I did for me it was like the opposite of you in a sense of like I did the femboy thing. I did the femboy thing to try and experiment with femininity.
Mm.
And I find that interesting because, like, for you, it's like you used the femboy thing to sort of come to terms with femininity and learn to accept parts of femininity.
Yeah. Yeah, and
So,
funnily enough too, I did the tomboy thing to experiment. Well, butch lesbian, but like kind of like same hat kind of thing.
yeah, it's a little sane hat. Like
Yeah.
I'll make jokes about how I'm a lesbian, but in reality I'm bi as fuck.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I find that interesting. Because like for myself when I was in college, I did the presenting thing, and it wasn't until my senior year that I really started thinking, oh shit, I'm really trans. And I never like told my professors or anybody about it, but I would just kind of like fem present a bit. I would do makeup. Oh well, actually, I did more so like an androgynous thing. Like I would do like makeup. I'll do like foundation, concealer, maybe a little bit of eyeliner. Sometimes I would wear, especially when I was like going out to bars and stuff. I would wear a bra, and then I would wear like this like silicone. I forget what it's called. It's like this silicone thing that you can attach to your breasts to make them look bigger. I forget what they're called, but
Oh,
they're it's some kind of, I don't know. I forget what it's called. But I use
like a padding or
yeah, it's like a silicone form, but that's like,
mm.
oh yeah, I think it's called like a chicken cutlet. That's like the street name for it. I don't know if
That's an interesting name.
yeah. So I use like those and like a bra, and like I actually managed to like make myself look pretty passing with just like that alone. And I actually and it's funny you mentioned the anime community a lot, because I used to do a shit ton of cosplay, and I did and I did crossplay. I basically exclusively cosplayed female characters. So like
Oh, nice.
I would do crossplay, and that was like my way of experimenting.
Mm.
And I guess like when I started realizing was that like whenever I would go to conventions, I was a different person entirely. Like I would be confident, I'd be extroverted, I would be talking to people, I would be loving myself, I would be looking myself in the mirror like obsessively. I would just like be super loving of myself.
Yeah.
And the second I left the convention, I was just like, all right, I don't want to look at the mirror. I don't want to look at myself. Introverted, like drawn down, like just really shy, um, and just no confidence, zero confidence. Like it was night and day. And people even told me this. Like they're like, yeah, you act really different when you're at conventions.
Yeah.
And like people kind of like were sussing out like, yeah, this whole like crossplay shtick you got going here, and something else going on, you know? So anyways, talk about what you were talking about earlier.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
That's cool. It's not a VTuber stream without scuff.
It is absolutely not. Like, you know this and I know this for sure.
Exactly. But yeah, when I went to college, like practically the week I got there, like it was like night and day. Like I was so much more confident and like I could like hold a conversation with like literally anybody. Like and then when I went back to back home for like summer break, well like 2 weeks because I took summer classes.
Mm.
It like seriously, like as soon as I got back, like it was like back to before I left for college. Like I was very like grumpy, very like stressed.
Yeah.
Just like night and day. Like when I was like back home too, like I started having like panic attacks again, and like it was just a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, honestly, like if I didn't have like a male model leader, to be honest, I probably wouldn't be able to stream.
Yeah. So I imagine like using a male model and everything has really been helping you through this.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you say?
Yeah, definitely. Although like I still like have like dysphoria with my voice, like I can't, like it's really hard like watching VODs because that's like one of the like biggest advices that like people like give in terms of streaming is to like watch your VODs and see like, and stuff. But I can't like listen to it because it's like it just gives me like nasty like I've had like it makes me like miserable for the rest of the day, and I feel like I've like had panic attacks from that too. Like it's really bad, and like it sucks too when I try to make clips from my VODs.
Yeah.
But I can't do it because like I load up my VOD for like 5 minutes and I'm like I can't do this.
Yeah, for me it's kind of the same. I mean, I've been learning to just kind of grit through it a little bit. But I know like for my case I've been doing a lot of like voice training. I actually had voice training done professionally. I got it done actually by my university for free. They charged me nothing for it. Yeah, because I was their first trans patient, and they wanted to learn from me. So they're just like, you know what, you're our guinea pig. We're gonna teach. We're gonna get you speaking girl, and we just gonna do this. So they did that for me for 6 months, and then. Nice. Another 6 months, I did some self-training, and I feel, at the very least, it's got me to a point where no one, I'm always manned on the phone. So, nice. Hey, it's good enough for me. Good enough for me, Nice. That's all I need, I don't wanna, I don't need to get that, like, ooh, anime voice,
Yeah.
So yeah. But but yeah, I imagine just having that mode of expression really helps you, especially like when you're home and don't have like the means to express yourself like you do when you're at school.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I do find it's really cool, um, like how your avatar is sort of matching up with like how you've been expressing yourself.
Mm.
Um, in a sense that like I was really surprised by your new model because I was like, wow, that's like a much more masculine model than the last one. I'm like, that's really surprising to me.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned how like you were going with the femboy look as a way to like have your voice match the avatar because, like you said, you know how the anime community is, and I
Yeah.
know, yeah, and I know that too. So like you're mentioning how like, you know how like, yeah, I was pointing out how like your model, I thought it was really interesting how your model is a lot more masculine and your new model is a lot more masculine than your older one. And we were talking about like the anime community and how like the trap trope is like super overplayed and not really that funny. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
yeah,
like yeah, because like I just kind of like it like yeah, it was like funny the first like 800 times that they did it, and it's like after all, it's like all right, joke's over, buddy.
yeah, like it's not even funny anymore. Um,
Yeah,
and it goes to
and like
show too that like the anime community and the VTuber community are pretty different. Like I would
mhm.
say that the VTuber community is very, very queer friendly.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and I don't really see like the trap joke thing get like played unless it's like by a VTuber that explicitly like plays that niche and like is okay with being called that. Like I do see like some VTubers that are like that, but
Yeah, I've seen a couple people like make like trap jokes, but then it gets like I've seen it like get turned into like a whole like VTuber drama because I remember seeing this one where like someone made like a trap joke in like a meme video and
mm,
like that was like there was like backlash of that like all day that day.
uh
It was like it was insane because like I'd be like scrolling on Twitter and like every like third post would be like about like hey, don't use the word trap. I'm like okay.
yeah, I think I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
seeing like a couple posts about that, but I didn't see like the sauce.
Yeah, like I didn't like the video's been deleted since then, so I never got to see the video, but
uh
like yeah.
yeah, but yeah, anyways, it's about time for us to conclude the interview. So I would say, what would be your advice to anyone here who either hasn't come out yet or is questioning themselves?
Um probably like I'd say hmm. I probably should have expected this question, but
Yeah.
but I'd say it's okay to like kind of like take your time with it and like you don't need to like really rush into anything.
Mm.
Like cuz like honestly like people like say that like you need to transition as soon as possible if you want to like pass. But like honestly that's really not true. Like you seriously like have like all the time in the world to like experiment as much as you want.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to think about how to like word it.
Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense. You know, take your time to experiment because you know it's something that's a process, and transitioning
Mhm.
is a journey. You know,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
it's a journey. And not just like in transitioning, but also like discovering your sexuality. It's just like a really interesting journey. And I think it's a really interesting human experience. I would say. So you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, definitely. And also like when you like rush into things too, you can like it can be like really uncomfortable. Like if you're like let's say you're like questioning like male to female, like you just like immediately like go like full like dress and like makeup and stuff, and it can be like a bit like too much all at once, you know?
yeah, it absolutely can.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, like for me when I like first started, like I started with like cutting my hair short and then I like that and then I just like started like buying like men's shirts, and then like kind of just took like kind of baby steps towards that, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Because I feel like if I just went like straight in, like I feel like it would have been like we're really uncomfortable, and like I probably would like it probably would have been like too much. Like it wouldn't like really feel like myself, you know?
Mm-hmm.